Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lizzie, and for today's video I am super excited because me and my boyfriend Matt are about to go see the new horror film together. If you don't know what this one is, it is the new Alison Brie and Dave Franco movie about a couple that are on a vacation, it appears, and some weird stuff starts to happen and they start getting stuck together. It's definitely a body horror film, and I'm really excited about this. I adore them both together and separately. This looks like it's gonna be really good. This is actually not the first horror movie that they've done together, and I'm pretty sure I reviewed the other one that they did. It's called The Rental, which Dave Franco he's not in that one. He directed it, but Alison Brie stars in it, and I like that one as well. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I reviewed that one, so check that out. But yeah, me and my boyfriend are gonna go see this one together, so really excited, and just take y'all along and then I'll let you know what my thoughts are. Okay, so we just got home from seeing Together, and holy shit, was this a pretty intense film. It's a very interesting film to go for a date night for sure. It is very intense for a number of reasons, but the body horror in this movie, holy shit. Like, I've been seeing mostly good things about this film, and it's understandable as to why. This is very intense. I definitely think this is gonna be like a top horror film for a lot of people for 2025. It definitely is up there for me. I think that, I mean, not only did Dave Franco and Alison Brie do a phenomenal job just as these characters, as portraying the difficulties that couples can face, but also, like, especially a long-term couple, but also adding on to it what they end up going through throughout this film. And I don't wanna, this is obviously gonna be a spoiler review, but I do often go into these under the mindset that you at least know somewhat about the film. If you have completely avoided anything, including like the trailer, then I would and you just want to know if you should see the film, yes, I definitely recommend it. Again, like I said, if you are a body horror fan, this is definitely gonna be up your alley. I know someone, a friend of mine back in Missouri in particular, who does not like body horror, so if you're seeing this is definitely not going to be a film for you, but if you are a fan of body horror creepiness, definitely highly recommend this one. The FX in this film is pretty phenomenal. I know I've watched quite a few of the like press tour interviews that Dave Franco and Alison Brie have been doing, and I know that they said that they used mostly effects throughout this film, and obviously just kind of went in afterwards with CGI to up some of the particular things that they couldn't just do with FX. So the fact that they mainly did a lot of this with FX, I think is phenomenal. I think that it could be really easy for people to just go in and CGI what they need to. I know that upon watching these, that Dave Franco himself is a huge horror buff, which I didn't know beforehand. I knew, obviously, like I said, that they had made a horror film before, but finding out along like the press tour for this that he is this like huge horror nerd, and Alison Brie not as much. He's kind of there's like a video of her reacting to some of his favorite like gruesome scenes, and you can definitely tell he is more of the horror fan in the relationship, which is like me and Matt's opposite dynamic. I'm more of the horror fan in our relationship, but yeah, so I definitely think that played probably a big part in their use of using FX, not you know, just going the easy route. It seems like Dave Franco definitely seems like someone who is really all about that, which I think is great. You know, obviously it is an art form and it is one that should continue to live on. And they did such a good job. I know that if you have seen this film, or if you've even seen some of the trailers, there is a hallway scene, which I know that they said that Dave Franco did his part all himself, and that they talked about him being very bruised up after that, and that Allison had to, she had a body double, but her part in it is much more intense, I would say. And so I do think it's very cool, though, that so much of this they did themselves. And they talked in an interview about how, like, this really is a film that they couldn't have done with literally anybody else. And I definitely think that's true. I think this would be a film that, as an actor, would be really, really hard to film with literally anybody other than your significant other, because some of the things that they do, there's, again, not to spoil anything, but there's some interesting sex scenes in this film that I just feel like would not work for strangers for sure. But I actually really enjoyed it. For a film that is not generally my type, I'm not a big body horror person per se. I did find myself enjoying this one, and it is a really, really intense horror film, and I highly recommend it. I definitely think that like I said, I think this is going to be a film that is going to be on a lot of people's favorites for 2025. And in all honesty, like, sitting there, one of the things that I tend to think about is, and I guess I should probably talk more about, is rewatchability. Sometimes you watch something and the rewatchability on it is just not really there. It's just kind of like, okay, yeah, like, this was an enjoyable first watch. Can I rewatch this one? And I do think that this has potential for rewatchability. I think that even though you know how things are gonna end, the build-ups to it is so good that I think that it does have that possibility. And I think it would be interesting to look for some of the symbolism that is probably there throughout the film that you wouldn't notice on the first watch, that you might pick up on after the fact. And all in all, I really enjoyed this film. So if you have seen Together, let me know what your thoughts were on it in the comments below. I hope that you did enjoy this quick little review. If you did, please give it a big old thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more spooky and horror related content, and I will see you all again later with another video. Bye.